It's Dr. Amanda with StraightSmile Solutions, StraightSmileSolutions.com, and today let's talk about what information we need in order to do an Invisalign or ClearCorrect refinement or revision. And this is the information that I always tell my doctors to have prepared before we work with them on a refinement or revision if they're looking for help. And even if you're not looking for help, you should still have all this information because you're going to need it in order to fill it out. Now, if you want a step-by-step on how to do a refinement or a revision, I do have a video on this. Specifically, if you go to StraightSmile Solutions YouTube channel. So go to YouTube, put in the search bar StraightSmile Solutions, 3 different words. And then once you are there, you can scroll down to the playlist, go to Invisalign, and you'll see one. Or you can even put in refinement and comma Invisalign, and it should pop up, and it literally takes you step by step. But specifically today, I want to talk about what 4 things I ask doctors for if they ask me to help them with the refinement or revision or to submit it for them. Of course, doctors always have to do the ultimate approval, but just to help get it submitted, like paperwork kind of stuff. So these are the 4 things I need to know. Number 1, what aligner are you currently holding on? Did you finish the whole initial set or did you stop somewhere in the middle for whatever reason? Maybe it wasn't fitting right, maybe it wasn't tracking right, maybe they're getting a posterior open bite, maybe the patient had a new filling, need to make a change, whatever reason. So what aligner is the patient holding in? Remember, they can't keep going. They need to, if you had 30 aligners and you're stopping at 20, you have to hold in 20 until the new set comes in, because otherwise it won't fit, assuming you took a new impression or scan at that one. So what numbers? You might be on 20 upper and 15 lower. So lower and upper numbers. Number 2, the other question is, did you take off the attachments or buttons if they have them, or are they still on in the refinement scan? And again, I take you step by step through this if you want to watch the actual step-by-step video, but specifically that's all I need to know. Did you take them off or did you leave them on? Sometimes I can tell by looking at the scan, but it's such a tiny thumbnail, I can't tell. So, and sometimes people don't take pictures. So it's important because I need to let them know what to do, okay? It's totally fine, and we have specific videos answering this question, but in a nutshell, it's totally fine to leave them on if it's something super minor, but if it like crazy didn't track, it's better to take them off and we'll just completely redo them. So if you leave them on, they might give you new ones to put on other teeth, or they might swap some out. So, you know, but if you really can't, let's say you're actually mailing the aligners to somebody, they're off at college, you need to be specific and say no new attachments, okay? So this is information we need to know. Number 3, they ask you if you completed the IPR that was prescribed, if it was prescribed. So that's important to know, because if you did, they want to mark that you did it. If they didn't, they're going to have you do it again. And we don't want to overdo the IPR, right, on same sites. Number 4, if you had any issue, you should always, every appointment the patient comes in for any aligner, be checking the articulation. Because if you start to get a posterior open bite on one side or on both sides, first of all, you want to stop and refine, add anterior bite turbos if that's a feature of it. But number 2, you don't want to keep going because it'll just get worse. And I've seen cases that were done as lights or expresses and the doctors didn't notice that they were getting POBs. And oh my goodness, it took like, they had anticipated maybe 10 aligners, now it's 40. And they ended up paying ridiculous, they were losing money on this case because they didn't notice the POB. So I always recommend at refinements, take the pictures of the occlusion with articulating paper and always send it to the techs. Now, if it's like a super solid occlusion and we've got bite on every tooth, no need, you know, it'll get picked up in the scan. That's not a problem. But if the occlusion is at all funky, you want to always take the pictures of the occlusion with articulated paper. This is how you email it, records@aligntech.com or support@clearcorrect.com. And then you put in, when you submit the case, I emailed photos of the articulation to records@aligntech.com or support@clearcorrect.com. Please use those photos to articulate it, because I can't tell you, even if you had an iTero, even if you have a scanner, even if you're using bite registration, I can't tell you, probably in these cases, almost 80% of the time it's set wrong. They're just doing the best they can with what you gave them. And ultimately it's your job to double check the articulation. If you don't have these little marks, you don't know if it's done right. If it's not done right, you're going to get a weird outcome, you know, and it's going to end up taking a whole nother revision refinement to fix it. You'll figure it out later. So really, really easy stuff. So these are the 4 things that I need in order to do your refinement or revision for you if you would like support with that. Again, ultimately, you're the doctor. You're going to be the one that does the approval, but just to help you with the workflow, this is what we need. All right, thanks so much.